Hey everybody, welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. Got a new property we're going to talk about today. This is part of our recent bulk acquisition of property in Rio Rancho. This is reference number SNNM0008N. This is 1 acre, priced at $2,900. For those of you who are frequent visitors to the site, you will know I don't typically like to price 1 acres in Rio Rancho this high. That being said, I rarely get 1 acres that have the sorts of features and amenities that this property has. And thus, I think the price is not only justified, but is still well below market for the particular region that it's in, and I believe you will think the same. For the record, as it says here in the headline, this is a highly developed area with power, paved roads, and water lines. And if you're looking at the photo saying, that doesn't look highly developed to me, yeah, I know. We have more photos in the gallery. We're going to get to that in a bit. But first, let's bring it up on a map here. Let's talk about exactly where this is. So, as with all of our listings, click on the GPS coordinates. It will bring it up on the Google Maps. This is a property in Unit 7. Unit 7 is an area that is being developed pretty quickly right now. There's a lot more homes that are being built out here. I'm going to show you that in a second. First off, let's just talk about, this is the 1 acre lot itself. It sits off of 13th Ave Northwest. It runs parallel to 10th Street Northwest, and it sits just north of Northern Boulevard. Now, first off, let's zoom out a little bit here and just show you where this is in relation to other things on satellite view. So, first off, you have the dense concentration of homes and development over here in Rio Rancho. And that is starting to bleed out into these sections just west of Unser. This is all within Unit 7 right here. Actually, I think some of this is Unit 12, but starting to bleed out here into Unit 7. So you'll see more custom home. I don't know who the custom home builders are in Rio Rancho. Let's say KB Homes. But you'll see more KB Home type buildings out here, here, and obviously right here there's some custom homes as well. And then you have this development over here. More to the point, however, the property sits just north of Northern Boulevard, which is a road that runs the length of the Rio Rancho subdivision. It's one of the major roads out there. So what you'll see is if you zoom in a little bit here, is that, for instance, drive just down Northern Boulevard, you've got a Walgreens over here, you've got churches, you've got a local fire station, as well as things like schools and parks and things like that. School over here, another school over here, Rio Rancho High School, etc. Furthermore, if you just go down this way a little bit to Southern Boulevard, you'll see you've got movie theaters over here, you got a Starbucks, you got a Walmart Supercenter, you got a lot of restaurants, things like that. So this is obviously a very built-up area, and this property itself is not too far from that. Let's just see how far that is. Measure distance out to here. Boom, 4 miles. 4 miles. And obviously a lot closer to get to things like the Walgreens and the local school and things like that. Point being is that development is on the rise out here, so for anybody who's looking to move out to Rio Rancho and you want to build your own home, you want to build your first home, and you want to build in a place where there's not a dense concentration of development and property values aren't through the roof, this is an excellent place to look. Now, let's zoom in a little bit closer here and get a better sense of the property. So first off, I'm going to do something I can't do on most roads in Rio Rancho, which is go down to Google Street View. If you do this, what you can see first off is that you have underground utilities at the neighboring property. So the subject property sits just over here on the other side of this house. Underground utilities right here. Furthermore, if we look down this street, you're going to see about 3 or 4 dozen homes. No power lines, which tells me that there's a lot of underground power in this area. And I think if we go over here, zoom in, you can see it here outside this person's house. Point being, you've got underground utilities, you've got paved roads over here, and if we go all the way to the end of the road, what you're going to see, hang on, you've got a fire hydrant over here. You've got fire hydrants all throughout this area. So that tells me there's also easily accessible water lines. So this would seem to be, this would seem to be an easier place than most if you want to build out here. Of course, any home builder that you hire, any developer that you hire to come out here and build a home for you, they're going to be able to know more about this and be able to research this better with the county, or probably just, know exactly what they can do. By the way, we've got paved roads that end just here on 10th Street Northwest. I wouldn't be surprised if this road is paved within, the next year or so. There's obviously going to be more people building on this road and more people hectoring the local planning and zoning office to get somebody out there and pave the roads. So my guess is it's coming, and it's coming soon. Anywho, in my mind's eye, this is a property that sort of sells itself just based on the location. So I'm not going to talk this one to death. I will, however, say that if you come down here to the gallery and you start clicking around in photos, you're going to get a sense not only of the area itself and some of these aforementioned water, fire hydrants, paved roads, but you can also see what the property itself is like. Out here, where this would be off the road that the property is on, off 13th Street. So if you click around here, you can get a sense of the property and the land, the terrain, and just exactly how close that development is that's creeping up on this area. Any questions that you have about what you can and cannot build or do out here, I would say that those should be directed to County Planning and Zoning. I will spare you the suspense. If your goal is to go out there and park an RV or a school bus and live out of it, you're not going to be able to do that in Rio Rancho. They zone against such things. But if your goal is to go out there and build a house that you know, let's say raises property values in the community and makes it a nicer place for everybody to live, then they're definitely going to be behind that. But obviously, whatever kind of research you have should be directed to the Planning and Zoning Office. And we helpfully, look at this, provide their phone number and website down here as well. If you want to get a sense of zoning law in this area, you can click on this PDF. This will give you just sort of a broad overview of how Rio Rancho is zoned, how this specific subdivision is zoned, and you can read this and get a better sense of this. It's a quick two plus pages. So yeah, anyway, as noted, not going to talk this one to death. I think this is a really good buy. I think you guys will too. But I just want to show you on a map exactly where it was and how close it was to development, etc. So if you're looking to buy this property, just come up here, click the Buy Now button. It's going to take you to a secure checkout page where you can do credit or debit card information. Fill all this out, legal name for deed, tax address, etc. Click the Next button, and on the next page you'll have to enter all the credit card information. If your goal is that you're going to build a house out here and you want to get title insurance and you want to close through a title company, we can accommodate that as well. Just come up here to how it works. Click on Buying From Us. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to ask you for some small deposit, $250 or $500 or something like that. And then we're going to draft up a contract, sale purchase agreement. You sign it, we sign it, we submit it to the title company. It's going to look exactly like this with, of course, the numbers swapped out. Submit it to the title company. They'll do their thing, and within a couple weeks they will ask you for the funds. This is money that we will not be able to touch, by the way, until the property is in your name. So if you're at all wary about buying online, this is a good way to do it. All right, guys, hope that was helpful. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell so you can get updates on all of our latest videos about Rio Rancho properties and properties all throughout the state. Thanks for watching.